Welcome back to Pasadena In Focus. I'm your host, Yosio Montes with the City of Pasadena. We're here to share programs, events, and more happening in Pasadena. Stay tuned.
It's Pasadena In Focus. Tonight's guest, Samona Caldwell, the Pasadena Museum of History, plus our Shop Local segment and our Pup-Close and Personal segment with Sari Hooker.
The first guest on the show is Samona Caldwell, the Director of Business Connect with the Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it. Let's talk about the Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. The Los Angeles Sports and Entertainment Commission, otherwise known as LASCC, was founded in 1985 by Mayor Reardon. The purpose of the organization, of course, is to create an entity to attract large sports and entertainment events to Los Angeles to drive economic opportunities, of course, to the region, as well as assist local businesses. And we want to make sure that LA is one of the premier places for sports and entertainment events.
And can you tell me about the Business Connect program? How does that connect to the commission?
Sure. So the Business Connect program was brought to LASCC, the Sports Commission, in 2020 in preparation for Super Bowl in 2022. Initially, it was an NFL program, but we had so much success with the program with Super Bowl 56 that we asked the NFL if we can, get use of the name Business Connect for other opportunities with the other sports and entertainment events in Los Angeles.
That's really great. And can you tell us about your role too in the commission and even in Business Connect? Like, how are you helping out these businesses?
Yeah, so my role as a director of Business Connect is to be a connector, an advocate, a supporter of all the local businesses involved in the program and beyond, just to make sure that they have opportunities within the sports and entertainment industries that they never would have otherwise had if it wasn't for an organization like LASCC or Business Connect to make sure that they know about those opportunities.
Definitely. And how can businesses prepare for this? There's these big major events happening. Some of them may not know about the procurement process or even like where to register. So can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so each event coming to Los Angeles, i.e. Super Bowl, we just had NBA All-Star, they have their own procurement program. So as a host committee, they work collaboratively with Business Connect to make sure that we are disseminating information about the programs, sharing their website so they know where to sign up for procurement opportunities. And we just want to make sure that they know about that information. And so one of the things that they could do is go to the LASCC website. It's lascc.net. And we have a list of the not only the events that are happening in Los Angeles, but ways to connect to the community or legacy opportunities with those events.
Yeah, and I know this might vary from business to business, but are there any requirements for that?
Yeah, so our program is focused on businesses and event production, and that could range from AV to porta potties, right, or to warehousing. The other thing is you have to be 51% minority owned or women owned and other underrepresented groups. Also, you have to be the direct provider of your goods and services. We want you to be in the LA region, of course, to be in good standing with the state and the city of Los Angeles.
So how does someone apply?
If they want to, they can reach out to me directly. On that website, it'll list my phone number as well as my email. So if they have any questions, they can reach out to me. This form is just an interest form. Of course, if they're eligible, we want them to complete it. What we do is we go through a vetting process. So once that vetting is completed, we will let them know if they were approved to be in the program.
Awesome. That sounds good. Another question that I have is how long does it usually take for like a turnaround time in terms of like after they apply? So if they apply, like, does it take a week, a month? Like how long does that process take?
The submission period is usually about 3 months. We give folks to sign up. After that, it probably takes another 2 or 3 because we have a team of folks that are vetting the businesses who've applied. Just last quarter, we had over 300 businesses apply. So it takes a little bit of time for us to go through those businesses to see who will take on or move to the next step in the program. And that would be a pitch day so that we really get to see and hear from those businesses.
That's really great. Is there anything else that you'd like to tell us?
Yes, there are so many amazing small businesses in the LA region, and I just continue to encourage them to apply for these opportunities. Don't be shy, don't hold back. Utilize all the resources with the local chambers, the business organizations to help them prepare for these opportunities. It's important that we are able to highlight the great talent that we have in our LA region for these large events coming to Los Angeles.
Definitely. And if you can just give us one more shout out about where to find you online.
Yes, for more information about Business Connect, you can reach out on email to us at lascc.net. There's a drop-down menu that says Legacy and Community, and then there you'll see Business Connect, and that leads you to the entrance form.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you for being on the show today. We really appreciate the information about the upcoming events happening here in LA. So we really appreciate that.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
We have a lot more in store for you. Stay tuned.
Hi, my name is Bradford Macneil from the Pasadena Museum of History, and very pleased to have Pasadena In Focus here today. Many people know, and the celebrations going all over the country, this is the centennial celebration for Route 66, which was started in 1926. And basically a route of roads going all the way from Illinois, Chicago area, across the country, and ending up in Los Angeles and then Santa Monica. So over 2,400 miles of driving. And we're celebrating basically how Route 66 affected Pasadena, how it changed our city. Every city that's near Route 66 had repercussions, good and bad for them, for the route coming through. But Pasadena really helped make the city thrive in a lot of ways. So we're concentrating on Pasadena and Colorado Boulevard. Colorado Boulevard is actually about 170 years old and originally was pretty much of a dirt road. In the 1870s, Pasadena was a very agricultural community, very small community, but it was called Colorado Street at that time, was one of the first roads built. And then the city grew up around it, and that was one of the main thoroughfares in Pasadena. That small agricultural community grew to be a bustling winter resort and city. And so basically the population went from about 5,000 in 1890, and by 1930, when Route 66 was going, it was 25,000. So the Route 66 goes right down Colorado Boulevard, so it's a major part of the thoroughfare in Southern California. So Route 66, again was christened in 1926, and it was a dream. It had taken a long time to envision and make Route 66. Originally, it was a sort of a patchwork of roads that had already been there, roads and trails that went across the country, even going back to Native American trails, covered wagon trails. They basically patched all these roads together and tried to improve them so that you could drive across the country. In the first couple of decades, it was not an easy drive. You had to be very prepared. Originally, the roads weren't all paved. There were a lot of gravel and dirt roads. And of course, in the 1930s, we had the Depression. And so a lot of people were using that road to come west. But it was a difficult travel. You had the Depression, and then you had World War II. And again, Route 66 at that time was used, they moved a lot of the military supplies along the road, people migrating for a certain purpose. There weren't a lot of people just driving it for leisure. We invite you to come to the museum to see the exhibit. We also have a very nice art exhibit right now called Pasadena Palette, and with a number of historical paintings from our collection that you can see. If you go to the website, take guided tours of the Fenyas Mansion. And then we have lots of programming coming up with walking tours and book signings and a variety of activities. And again, you can find that on our website.
Hi everyone. everyone, my name is Suri. I'm here at Pasadena Humane, not in our usual spot. I'm actually here in front of the Neely Cat Center. I'm going to be introducing you to some really sweet kittens that we have here today. During spring and summer, we tend to see an uptick in kitten numbers. We have a lot of people coming in from their neighborhoods or the places that they work, bringing in litters of kittens, and sometimes mom is not around. So we do our best to take even little neonatal kittens all the way up to older kittens here at Pasadena Humane, make sure they're nursed up into a point where they are adoptable, and then find their perfect matches to bring them home. So come inside to our Neely Cat Center. I also would love to introduce you to a cat. His name is Dipper. He is a 4-year-old sweetheart. He's someone that the staff and the volunteers here have just been drawn to because of his very sweet-natured personality, and obviously he's very, very cute. He came in actually as an owner surrender when his family no longer could care for him, but since he's been here and in her care, he's been thriving. He's been enjoying churu, enrichment. Our volunteers, like I said, are super drawn to him, and we're just waiting and hoping for that day that he gets adopted, which I know will be very soon.
Welcome to Shop Local, where we will be highlighting some of the amazing businesses you can find here in the city of Pasadena and the entrepreneurs who make them so special.
Welcome to the alley. This is where magic happens. End of 95 is when Charlie had a movie gig filming. He goes, Teddy, he goes, are you interested in buying my coffee shop that I had started it? I said, okay, where am I gonna come up with the funds? So I took my only 100,000 that I had on the second, and I bought the coffee shop. Excited. If you look at the old pictures on Pinterest, this was a place to be, right? 2005 is when I was stuck between coffee beans and Starbucks' war, and as a mom and pop coffee shop, it was getting harder and harder. So that's when I got the liquor license, the lottery, and I won. And that's when the city said, you got to start building up this kitchen of yours. So I converted the original counter into the kitchen, and then I built the coffee bar here. And then you can see the paintings that I have of Michael Husser everywhere. The Buddha head that I have in the back and the Buddha I have in the front, that's to give back to what this building was built as China Palace in 1856. This is my baby, originally Equator, but because of the side alley of Edwin, the main alley of Mills, it became Edwin Mills by Equator, because Equator was my baby. If you're gonna come to Edwin Mills, leave your negative energy at home. Come with a positive attitude, just have a good time. You're here to enjoy time with your friends, whether it's a bottomless mimosas on Saturdays, Sundays, or whether it's the Tuesday and Thursday happy hour all night long with $3. Savvy has the coffee ready. You can sit down and enjoy. Savvy's the coffee shop. I needed the space because of COVID. And the location was empty and ready. And at that point, my daughter was working at another coffee shop. And I basically told her, do you want to start a family business being in coffee? You know, and she said, yeah. So I opened up Savvy's for her. My daughter's creative, matcha, whatever you name it. She comes up with the recipes. And Sweet Life, Lover Girl, Mango Tango. I don't know how she comes up with these names. This was a favorite place of mine when I come and have lunch. And then when COVID hit, and I really liked the guys working here, so what I did is I talked to Santiago. I said, hey, look, bro, I'm giving you an opportunity of a lifetime. Would you like to be my partner? I said, okay, let's make this success together. If this becomes way better than what it's supposed to be, then we open up other locations. So, and that's how I ended up with Taco Libre. The menu itself, Santiago put it all together, and I love the food tasting part of it. And my favorite is the yummy melted cheese, the queso tacos. And then by me having the live music at Edwin Mills, it allows the people that come to Taco Libre to sit outside and listen to the live music also, you know, and then allows them to go get a martini and come over to Taco Libre, have their tacos. If my kitchen decides to close early at Edwin Mills, well, Taco Libre is open late. Grab your tacos and come on over. I'm blessed to have all the locations across from me where I just step out. I can see how everything is going. If you don't love people, you shouldn't be in a restaurant business. Restaurant owner should be people's people. You should love people. You should go to the tables and touch a table. Tell your customers how they're doing, how's their day going. Not everybody's gonna have a beautiful day and not everybody's gonna be happy. I wanna see that happiness moment. I wanna see that little sweet 16 quinceañera. I wanna see that happy 80th birthday, or the two couple that are getting married. They don't know what they're getting themselves into, but they're getting married, and happiness and joy for that night. So to be in the restaurant business, you have to love people.
Thank you for tuning in. And remember, follow us on social media at City of Pasadena and at Pasadena Media. See you next time.